Ankr have been indecisive and giving some mixed signals for the past year. So I will explain to you guys today why is this happening and what should you be looking for in order to predict its next move. Watch till the end for full details. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is King, your host, and as always today's video is for educational purposes only. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. And if it's your first time in the channel and you happen to enjoy my videos, then please make sure to subscribe, hit the like button and share the video if you think it's worth sharing. Those of you who would like to support the channel further, you can become a member by clicking the join button below and seeing the different perks that are offered with each tier, including exclusive educational videos and members only live streams. Now let's go and look at the chart. Let's start first with acknowledging the fact that at this point here, Ankr has lost some of its momentum. The price was trending up and it was forming what seemed to be a 5-wave structure that looked like this. However, once we had this drop here, the trend line got broken. So this trend line has started here at this point and it was going all along with the structure that was being formed. Now if you have been watching me enough, you would know that breaking out a trend line is the first signal of a trend reversal. But the good news is that despite breaking this trend line here, we are still in an uptrend. Breaking the trend line is only 50% of the confirmation. We need to be forming lower lows and lower highs in order to get the other 50% of the confirmation, but that has not happened yet. So as we stand today, Ankr is still in an uptrend, but the structure that it's forming, it's still not yet clear. So as I said earlier, this was supposed to be a 5-wave structure until this point here where we got this breakout. Because after this breakout, I'm not sure anymore if this is a 5-wave structure, and let me explain to you why. But before I explain, let me tell you, in case you're wondering, knowing the type of structure is very important to predict the next move. So for example, if we forecast that this structure is going to be a 5-wave structure, and we already know that we have 4 out of these 5, so it will be easier for us to predict the 5th wave and have an edge on the market. So going back to why I think that this may not be a 5-wave structure. Compare the second correction of this structure to the first correction of this structure. And you will see that the second correction here is longer and bigger than the first one. Now while this can happen and we usually may get a 5-wave structure with the second correction that's way bigger than the first correction, but I can tell you from experience that this is less likely and it's not the most common scenario. So if that's not the case and this is not a 5-wave structure, we'd likely be looking at a 3-wave structure. We will consider this piece here as a single wave and we will consider this as a correction. Now the most important fact here is that no matter which structure are we looking at, we are going to get one more upside. If this was a 5-wave structure, we should get one last wave to the upside that should complete the structure. And if it's a 3-wave structure, we should also get one more impulse to the upside as well. Now the only difference is that if we're going to get a 3-wave structure, we may see this correction here extend a bit further. So it might extend for a little bit more time before we see this correction end and get our last impulse in this structure. Now aside from that, everything else is going as per the plan. So now let's move and take a look at this correction here on the daily chart and see what are the possibilities that we could be looking for. On the daily chart, the correction has started right here at this point on April of last year and then formed its first impulse down. This was the highest point it has formed, and this was around 21 cents, and this was the lowest point it has formed, and it was around 5 cents. The first important detail in this correction is that it's still indecisive, because we haven't seen any breakout of its highest point here or its lowest point here, and it has been moving inside this range since. Now I know you're saying, okay King, what does that mean in real life? This means that we need a major price action in order to confirm the end of this correction. So if we take a trend line of this last piece here, I will tell you that breaking this trend line is not enough to call the end of this correction. Even if we go and form a higher high in the opposite direction and see the price go above this level, which will announce the end of this piece, that's not going to be enough to call the end of the overall correction. What we need to see is that we need to see the price going and breaking above this resistance zone here and see multiple solid candle closes above it. This will give us a confirmation that the correction has ended and that we have started already forming new higher highs in the bigger 5-wave structure. So as you can see, only breaking above this resistance zone will give us a new higher high in the bigger structure. Now if this doesn't happen, this would lead us towards the scenario where we consider the bigger structure as a 3-wave structure. And this may hold more hidden possibilities inside this correction. Like for example, going all the way towards the top and then getting rejected at this point here, then falling back again to the support level. Another possibility could be failing to hold the support level and breaking below it. This will extend the correction much longer and make us see new lows. But I personally believe that this scenario has a very thin chance, and for now I'll stick with the scenario where we go to retest the top, because we have stronger signals that are telling us that this scenario is likely what's going to happen, like for example breaking the downtrend line right here at this point. We of course still need to see the price come and break above the 9-cent area in order to confirm that we are going up, but as soon as that happens, the road will be open for the price to go all the way and retest this top again. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you have enjoyed and benefited from today's analysis, then hit the like button and share the video if you think it's worth sharing. This was me, King, and this was it for Ankr, and until next time, stay safe and see you later.